Welcome to FYP News, your source for the latest breaking stories from around the world. In our constant endeavor to bring you the most relevant and impactful news, we ensure you're always in the loop. Today, we're turning our focus to an escalating situation that's commanding global attention. We're talking about a significant development that's sure to have far-reaching implications. The United States has launched military strikes against Houthi targets in Yemen. So, let's delve into this unfolding story and unpack its potential consequences. The Houthis, a rebel group based in Yemen, have been embroiled in a long-standing conflict involving multiple international players. The roots of this conflict stretch back to the Arab Spring of 2011, when a wave of protests swept across the Middle East, leading to political upheaval in many countries, including Yemen. The Houthis, who belong to the Zaidi sect of Shia Islam, capitalized on the chaos and took control of large parts of the country, including the capital, Sana'a. The involvement of the US and its allies in this conflict has been driven by a complex mix of factors, including the strategic importance of Yemen, concerns over regional stability, and the fight against terrorism. The recent US military action against Houthi targets comes in response to what the US president describes as an unrelenting campaign of piracy, violence, and terrorism against American and allied interests. This move by the US signals an increase in military engagement. The escalating conflict has multiple implications, from the risk to the Red Sea trade route to the potential geopolitical impact. Let's delve into these aspects one by one. Firstly, the Red Sea, an arterial global trade route, is at risk. The Houthis have been accused of targeting international shipping in this area. This isn't just a regional concern, it's a global one. Why, you ask? Well, this route is a lifeline for many countries, enabling the transport of vast quantities of goods, including oil. Any disruption here could send shockwaves through global supply chains, potentially causing shortages and price hikes. So, when we talk about the conflict escalating, we're talking about a scenario that could hit your wallet at the gas station or the supermarket. Moving on to the geopolitical implications. This decision by the US to increase military engagement with the Houthis could lead to reactions from regional powers like Iran. Iran has been accused of supporting the Houthis, so they may not take kindly to this development. A reaction could come in many forms: diplomatic, economic, or even military. This adds another layer of complexity to an already convoluted situation. But Iran isn't the only player to consider. The international community is watching closely. The United Nations has previously called for diplomatic solutions in Yemen, but will they stand by this stance as the conflict escalates? And what about other nations like Russia, who have been critical of Western military actions in the region? Their reactions could shape the future trajectory of this conflict. In essence, this escalation isn't just about Yemen or the US or the Houthis. It's a global concern, with potential repercussions that could ripple out to affect us all. The decision may lead to reactions from regional powers and could potentially impact the delicate geopolitical balance. As this situation unfolds, we'll be here, keeping you informed, breaking down the complexities, and helping you understand what's at stake. International reactions are still pouring in, with the United Nations advocating for diplomatic solutions. The UN maintains its stance, urging all parties involved in the Yemen conflict to engage in peaceful dialogue and negotiations. This approach, they believe, is the only way to bring about a sustainable resolution to the ongoing strife in Yemen. On the other hand, there are countries like the United States and its allies, who view their actions as a necessary response to the perceived threats posed by the Houthi rebels. They argue that their military strikes are a form of self-defense against an unrelenting campaign of piracy, violence, and terrorism. But not all international players share this view. Countries like Iran and Russia have often voiced their criticism of Western military actions in the region. They argue that these strikes only serve to escalate the conflict further, leading to more instability and suffering for the Yemeni people. The Houthi rebels themselves have yet to formally respond to these latest strikes. However, given their history of resilience and defiance, many pundits predict they will not remain silent for long. The potential for retaliation is a real and looming threat, which could further escalate this already volatile situation. As for the future prospects, they remain uncertain. The international community is divided, with some advocating for diplomatic solutions, while others see military action as the only way to address the Houthi threat. With the Red Sea trade route at risk and regional geopolitical tensions at a high, the stakes are incredibly high. The key questions now are, will the Houthis retaliate? Will this lead to further US involvement in Yemen? And how will the international community respond? These are questions without clear answers, and the world watches with bated breath as this situation continues to unfold. Only time will tell. That's the latest update on this rapidly developing situation. We've delved into the escalating conflict in Yemen, the potential risk to the Red Sea trade route, and the geopolitical implications of the U.S. quote. Increased military engagement. Your thoughts and perspectives matter. Engage in this global conversation by sharing your views in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated with FYP news. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next report.